Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine, live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff of the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, August the 27th, 2017. The time is 6:30 a.m. I was looking at the time. First, I thank all my fans, my support, for your continued encouragement and support. I'll continue to keep myself employed right here in this Memphis tri-state area. I'll continue to further my education, Monroe College online, pursuing my associate's degree, studying business administration, concentration market. I done took a little break from school right now. I'm still going to school. I want everybody to know I done took a little break. And I probably start back going to school in 2018 when I took a break from school. And more like 2018 I started back going to school. And go ahead and finish my. I don't have that many credits. I don't need that many more credits to earn my social degree. But the music here in the background is Radio Africa Online. It's Radio Africa Online. What I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna do my Instagram. All right, please. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine, live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, August the 27th, 2017, time 6:32 a.m. First, I thank all my fans, my support, for your continued encouragement and support. And the music here in the background is Radio Africa Online. As always, I want to give thanks to God for all His blessings, guidance, and Now I'm doing my periscope. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I'm here right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, August the 27th, 2017, time 6:37 a.m. First, I thank you all my family, my support for the continued encouragement and support. And the music here in the background is Radio Africa Online. Now, as you know, African traditional religion is being taught at institutions of higher learning, meaning colleges and universities in sub-Saharan Africa. You can earn a bachelor's degree, you can earn a PhD studying African traditional religion. Now, one of the books we're going to continue to read from and refer to is titled West African Traditional Religion, written by Dr. Joseph Obasede Valelu and Dr. P. Adalumo Depemu. Another book we're going to continue to read from, referred to as title African Traditional Religion, a definition, written by Dr. E. Baloja I. Dogu. Another book we're going to continue to read from, referred to as titled African Religions and Philosophy, written by Dr. John S. M. Beaver. Another book we're going to continue to read from, referred to as titled Concepts of God in Africa, written by Dr. John S.M.D. Now, first I want to inform everybody I did get a second job. So I know everybody wondering why early in the morning, 6 in the morning, a little late, early in the morning to be doing it. I'm not going to be long, probably another 5 minutes. But excuse me. So like I said, I wanted to inform everybody first that I did get a second job. So I'm working 2 jobs now. And I know all that people been trying to go behind, been going so-called going behind my back and all this, trying to give the impression that they ain't important. But as you can see, there's been a bunch of liars, cowards, you know what I'm saying? They dumb cowards walking around and trying to play behind my back and trying to play with each other and all this old dumb stuff, and going around calling themselves a goon and a boss, and going around calling themselves a thug, and going around calling themselves in a gang, and I'm a gang plus stir, I'm in the mob and I'm a mob plus stir, all that. Well, as you can see, I got another job. I'm working 2 jobs now. Now, we've been referring to the Holy Bible, King James. We don't want to be in a controversy. You understand? All the critics and all those. But like I said, I won't have time. Because my main concern, since I'm working 2 jobs, is to make sure, that on the weekend when I do have some time off, get as much rest as I can. But when I come back on my Facebook Live video, I done got, I done got some rest. So I've been probably about 2 hours or whatever. But like I said, we have been exposing Saul from Tarsus, Paul, the Apostle Paul, and all these man-made religious organizations, the Catholic Church, the Eastern Orthodox Church, all those Orthodox churches, the Baptist Church, the Church of Christ, the Pentecostal Church, the Church of God in Christ, you understand, the Presbyterian Church, the Episcopalian Church, the Lutheran Church, the Calvin Church, the Church of England, the Anglican Church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the Jehovah Witness Church, the Mormon Latter-day Saints Church, the Amish Church, the Mennonite Church, think of some more, the Assemblies of God, the Church of God. Then you have all these, like the Ku Klux Klan, the Nation of Islam, the Moorish Science Temple, you understand, the 5% Nation, and all that, and the black Hebrew Israelites, you understand, name some more, all these man-made religious organizations, you understand. Now, all these man-made religious organizations, this is where it's coming from. Romans chapter 16, verse 16. Salute one another with an holy kiss. The church is, E-S on the end, E-S, of Christ. Salute you. And also, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 4. So that we ourselves glory in you in the church is, with the E-S on the end, of God for your patience and faith in all your persecutions and tribulations that ye endure. Now, just to make mention, we've been talking about this, what you call racial, that word race, as you know, is a Scottish word. Because we did look it up in the dictionary, Merriam-Webster, dictionary.com, Cambridge University Dictionary, Oxford University Dictionary, Collins Dictionary, Macmillan Dictionary. We did look the word race up, just like we looked the word nigger up, and we found out the Latin and the German groups of people. That's where the words come from. And so we've been talking about how groups of people, the slave trade here in America, but the slave, as you know, on my previous videos, we was talking about the East African slave trade, tip and Zanj with the Arabs, you understand, the East African slave trade, and we were talking about Siri and there was one more. Well, anyway, we were talking about the East African slave trade, and then you come to the West African slave trade, or the transatlantic slave trade, and all this, about different groups of people who was involved in the slave trade, and with the transatlantic slave trade, we know that the overwhelming majority, the West Europeans, the Latins, and the German groups, and now the East Europeans, history books tell you, the East Europeans and even like the Greeks and all, Southern, Central Europeans and things that they didn't have anything to do. Now the overwhelming majority was West European Latins and Germans who were involved in the transatlantic slave trade, and that's what a lot of that. See, that's what we having the issue with this church stuff. See, because Saul went to Rome. You understand? We read the book of Acts. Saul from Tarsus, the so-called Apostle Paul, went to Rome, and that's the headquarters of his man-made church, the devil. Now, talking about the slave trade and the Romans and all this, and when it comes to today, you know what I'm saying, all that gang stuff, all that blood gang and Crip gang and all that folk gang and my people gang and all this stuff, and all the secret societies, the organized crime, your sororities, your fraternities, the criminal street gangs, in your religious man-made organizations. Now, we go to the book of Acts. Acts chapter 9. Saul from Tarsus, his conversion. We know he lied. Now, being specific, the place that we know for a fact, it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, there's no argument, there's no dispute. He lied. Acts chapter 9, verse number 7. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice. They heard a voice, but seeing no man. Now let's turn to Acts chapter 22. Acts chapter 22. Acts chapter 22, it says Paul tells of his conversion. Now, Acts chapter 22, verse number 9. And they that were with me saw indeed the light, and were afraid, but they heard not the voice of him that spake to me. He lied. That is a lie. We just read it in Acts chapter 9. We just read it in Acts chapter 9. We just read it. Acts chapter 9, verse number 7. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man. Saul from Tarsus is a liar. Acts verse 22, verse number 9. And they that were with me saw indeed the light, and were afraid, but they heard not the voice of him that spake to me. How you gonna tell of your conversion and lie? Now let's go to Acts 26. We're gonna come back to this. Like I said, I got a new job, working 2 jobs. We're gonna come back. Acts chapter 26. Paul recounts his conversion, and that's what he leaves out. He leaves out the fact that he lied. Now another place that he lied. Let's turn back to Acts chapter 9, and talks about Ananias. We're in Acts chapter 9. Verse number 10. And there was a certain disciple at Damascus named Ananias. And to him said the Lord in a vision, Ananias. And he said, Behold, I am here, Lord. And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the street which is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judas for one called Saul of Tarsus. For behold, he prayed and hath seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in and putting his hand on him that he might receive his sight. Now, let's turn to 22. Acts chapter 22. Now I'm going to start at verse number 11. And when I could not see for the glory of that light, being led by the hand of them that were with me, I came into Damascus. And one, Ananias, a devout man according to the law, having a good report of all the Jews which dwelt there, he lied. He lied. Ananias was a disciple. Ananias was a disciple. He left that out. See, he didn't want to say that Ananias was a disciple. He said that he was a devout man according to the law. In other words, he trying to claim that Ananias was a Jew. That's what he trying to claiming that he was one of the law. When you say that, people that know the history of Jews, when you say that somebody is one of the law, what you're saying is that Ananias was a Jew. That's what you're saying. Now, let me say this. There are a lot of people who converted, who were born Jews. You understand? So it won't be anybody that'll try to bring something up. It's a possibility Ananias may have been raised as a Jew, and not only as a religion, but as a people. People were referred to as a Jew, not just because of your religion, but also as a group. You understand? Referring. So, see, don't try that. Don't try it. When you don't tell anybody that Ananias was a disciple, being specific, that's the lie you telling. That's the lie. Me and anybody else don't have to argue with anybody about nobody being of the law. Being either you a religious Jew or you a Jew by heritage. That's not the argument. Acts chapter 9, he was a disciple. Ananias was a disciple. That's what we want to. That's the lie that Saul from Tarsus told. He told a lie. And when it comes to King Agrippa, he didn't even mention Ananias. That's another lie. In Acts 26, Acts chapter 26, when he stood before King Agrippa, he didn't even mention Ananias. He didn't even mention the men though, but he didn't even mention it. Period. He didn't even mention nothing about his being blind. When you withhold information, you're lying. Now, I'm going to get ready to end my video for today because we're going to come back. We're going to come back on Facebook Live, and we're going to continue with exposing Saul from Tarsus, the so-called Apostle Paul. And again, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis. It's in the county of Shelby's in the state of Tennessee. And I thank all my fans, my support for your continued encouragement and support. And until my next time, you take care of yourself and wish each and every one of you the very best, and always put God first.
Quand tu regardes pas tout là, ça ne ressemble pas à du voir.